Welcome back to Jada Souls. It's me, Jada, your resident engineer. Today we're going to be ranking STEM majors so you guys can finally get a picture of what it's looking like out there. Today's ranking is going to be based off data, experiences I found, and what you might actually face in each major. According to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, about 50% of engineering students drop out or switch majors. Of that 50%, about 72% end up finding work 15 months after graduating. And about 67% of that are engineering roles. The statistic does not capture everything from each STEM major, but you must be asking yourself, if the statistics are that dire, which STEM majors is worth it? And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. Now, before I start, I need to clarify something. What's easy and what's difficult is very subjective. What I find easy might be extremely difficult to other people and vice versa. I am basing it off what are considered the hardest degrees to learn, which is predominantly maths and physics and chemistry. I'm not the only one who thinks maths and chemistry are difficult. A lot of people seem to. So I'm going to be doing my rankings off that. Let's get into it. Tier 1, the most manageable STEM majors. These ones will require light to moderate math skills, and of course memorization, because you need to know the principles, but memorization comes with a lot of it. But the most common themes for these majors require more memorization than mathematical skills, less calculus heavy, you guys can stay away from your algebra a little bit, and it's more lab-based workload rather than abstract maths. So if you go to the side, these are my majors right here. There's quite a few. This is where I'm going to say difficulty is very subjective because I do not like biology. Biology is actually my least favourite subject, has always been my least favourite subject, right next to English. And this I would consider hard. So kudos to everyone in these industries because even though it's considered easy in this tier list, it's also very hard and very worthwhile. But why is it in tier 1? Because of the lack of calculus. No abstract maths. You need to understand how it works through memorization. You don't always have to look into the workings and try and figure out what comes next. Because a lot of it has been already discovered. Unless you're discovering something new, then ooh. But that's my tier 1. And now to tier 2, moderate difficulty. So this will include coding, lab work, and moderate maths. I'll show you on this side what my subjects are. So you're starting to see that there's a lot more problem solving involved in all these subjects compared to the last subjects. The common themes here are that these degrees require a mix of logic, coding, and labs. For example, computer science is difficult, but not physics heavy. Likewise with chemistry, it can be challenging, but it's also more conceptual. If you are agreeing with my tier list so far, write a comment below and tell me what you think about it. Or if you disagree completely, I'd love to know what your opinions are, and let's continue. Tier 3. This is the hard stuff. These will include intense maths, physics, labs, and design projects. So all that theory might eventually go into physical, mechanical projects. So I'm going to put it on the side like I usually do. And you're going to see this is where engineering comes in a lot. Why is it tier 3? Because when you have to study all of this, you're going to have to know calculus, differential equations, physics, how it works and theories, circuits and statics, labs and design projects. Obviously you don't have to know everything just to go into one of these degrees, but it would be really helpful to know a bit of each of these skills just to get started so you don't feel like a fish out of water. And because these subjects are pretty difficult, these majors require some deep conceptual understanding. You can't just memorize it and accept it. You need to actually understand how it works. And a lot of these jobs require you to handle heavy workloads. So there is a bit of pressure. And for tier 4, the hardest out of all of them, I think most of you will agree that what I'm going to put up will be difficult. Those who are actually doing them, please give yourself a pat on the back because, oh my gosh, you're smart. Anyway, here are my subjects. Take a good look at them. So why are they tier 4? Well, with great power comes great responsibility. You need to know a lot. They do combine super hard sciences together, and everything I'm going to explain is probably a snippet of what you would have to know in order to get into one of these majors. And that includes multivariable calculus, differential equations, transport phenomena, fluid mechanics, quantum chemistry / nuclear physics, advanced lab work, group design projects, and long weekly assignments. And these majors tend to consistently report high burnout and huge workload volume. So yeah, these will be very, very difficult to deal with. But if you're in these majors, I know you got this. I believe in you. Now, I'm not going to come in and say these are my absolute hardest subjects If you're doing biology, you're taking the easy way out. God, no. Whether you're choosing your university degree or looking to further yourself in a career, you need to understand what you're getting yourself into, because you don't deserve to burn out. There's a lot of reasons why something is considered difficult. Like I mentioned before, maths is considered one of the hardest subjects out there. In fact, there's a case study that shows that many engineering students drop out because their foundational maths isn't strong enough, and then they don't seek out for help. Likewise, it might not even be the skill set that you need help with, it might just be burnout. In another case study, a chemical engineering student find the theory very hard to understand. Plus, sometimes the workload that's given to them is quite unsustainable, especially in this day and age where not only do you have to study, you also have to live to survive. Here are the 2 case studies, just so you know, I'm not making them up. They're very interesting and will give you a great insight to what to look out for. But the moral of this video is to just keep consistent. Be aware of what difficulties you're going to face when you go into these majors, and also strive to not give up. All these subjects have potential, but you'll never make the potential if you don't complete it. So you might as well finish what you started. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like more videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Also, if you have any suggestions for new videos I could make, don't forget to let me know. And I shall see you later. Bye bye.